Welcome to the Comeback Code, the podcast that explores the power of resilience, determination, and comeback stories. Hosted by Justin Gratzfeld. This show features inspiring individuals who have faced incredible challenges and through their unwavering perseverance and willpower have managed to rise above their circumstances and achieve greatness. Whether you're looking for motivation, health advice, or just an uplifting story, the Comeback Code has got you covered. So get ready to be inspired because it's time to unlock the secrets of the comeback and unleash your own potential. This is the Comeback Code. Well, I'm glad you guys could jump in here and come and listen to me for this. And I really wanted to talk about today is going through pain and not giving up on yourself. And no matter how overwhelming life is and how much power and presence is in you, that you just want your life to end, or you just want to give up and you've just had enough, and you seem like you've had all these medical problems or life situations that keep hitting you over and over and over. I want to let you know, like, it is okay. Like, it's okay to feel like this, but once you've acknowledged it, you have to really try to push past this. And I lived my whole life feeling this of suicidal and all these things at an early age. Like, I first thought about it when I was 16. I was plagued with permanent headaches from concussions, and they just kept compiling, and the headaches never went away. And I had to think to myself one day, I was locked myself in a room in a dark corner, and I was like, what is my purpose here? And I think you really need to try to figure out what is your purpose and what you want to do, and look for it. And it's not going to be easy for you. It's not going to be just jump out at you. It's going to take some work. But once you find it, it's just going to capture you. It's going to be you, and you're going to be able to change so many other lives. And when I was searching for this, what I found was I wanted to help other people feel better, because I knew I wouldn't feel better, because I was going to constantly be in pain. And this was a constant struggle for me, and trying to just keep relating, like, hey, I'm helping someone. I'm helping someone. So I went from wakeboard coaching and helping them there and did a bunch of things. I've talked about it on other podcasts as well. But I just wanted to let you know that you can accomplish these things. And no matter how bleak things can be, you can get past this where you actually feel good again. You're happy. Things are starting to look forward to things and actually starting to roll in a forward momentum. We're actually starting to feel good. And I just want to let you know, like, if you're in one of these spots, reach out to someone, reach out to me, reach out to a family member, a stranger, someone, because we all are going through different things in different parts of our life, and we need to be there for each other and help each other along this way. And it is a tough situation. Hell, it is horrible. But guess what? You are stronger than you think, and you can accomplish anything if you put your mind to it. And it could be a few years of this, whatever it might be. Just realize that it is making you stronger. You're getting 1% better every single day and getting stronger and stronger, even though you might feel like you're getting worse and worse, but it's building you. It's building the person you are and giving you a foundation where you can succeed and thrive. And you've accomplished this challenge of overpowering that and pushing through and actually accomplishing something in your life. And the first part it takes is acknowledging this, finding what you really want to do, and why aren't you doing it. Make a list, like, hey, I have 4 goals. Let's pick those 4 goals. Let's analyze them. Why do you want them? Why aren't you doing them? And why are you doing these other things that are leading you not to get it? And what is that? What are they giving you versus what are they doing negative to you? And once you have analyze this and are able to see what is here, you can actually start to implement things for your goals to overpower these other things, because you need to find an external motivator that's going to be even stronger than this other thing that you've been going to. It could just be a dopamine hit of watching TV, and you keep pushing off your goals and dreams because of the TV episode, because you get an instant gratification. But maybe you need to find something like, hey, I want to provide for my family. I want to provide for myself. Something on those lines. or it's just something specific that's individual to you. And by finding that small little piece of that is a huge factor in you, you can really start to lock in on that task and really move towards and be like, hey, when you go to sit down and watch TV, you're like, holy shit, do I really need to be doing this? Or can I be doing something else to get to that goal that's going to be you? And once you've found this, it's a continuous motion of like, if you have a snowball and it's rolling down a hill, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what is going to happen. But all it takes is you taking that first step to actually get better, to find maybe a goal. And if this is hard, maybe just start with small. Just write down your goal. Come back to it later. Write a little bit more. Write a little bit more. And eventually, it's a huge goal. You've broken it down. All these things are amazing, and you actually can accomplish something with it. And I know you're going through pain and struggle, and people don't feel like you matter anymore. And you just feel like this overwhelming pressure of what's life about. Well, I want to let you know is your struggle is a huge, huge thing, and to not downplay it, because no matter if you go towards and think of someone else's struggle and compare it to yourself, this is the thing that you've been through. You haven't had to deal with a harder thing, so you feel that this is overwhelming, and you can't understand it. So you can't judge yourself off someone else because you're going through the same emotions that that other person is. They may have a different situation or a worse off outcome where they maybe lost a limb or something. But the fact is, it's still the same emotions you're feeling. And to not downgrade yourself and just feel worthy again and try to take advantage of your situation and find what's best in it. And it takes time to do this, but once you find it, the world's going to change for you. And I really wanted to talk about this and share like some of my journey, because I was trying to push my wife away. I was like, hey, if I can get her away from me, I'm ruining her life. I'm angry all the time from my headaches. I'm scared of getting like dying and getting CTE and like all these different things. And I just wanted to die alone and get her out of my life so that she could live a good life, because I felt like I was holding her back. And my plan was to push her away and then just end it all. And the fact was, she was an amazingly strong woman. She endured the pain and helped me get past this. And through years of struggle, I actually overcame these things and got better and healthier. And I had a motivation and like an actual goal that I found. And I found my I have my journal here, and I got this from my grandma. She gave it to me. It was her passing away gift that she gave to me, and I keep it it's really important to me. It's one of my most important items. And I wrote in here, when I was extremely depressed, the pain was overwhelming. I was getting like 8 out of 10 pain, where I was getting shocks of light that I would flash in my head and sharp pain at the same time. And like I was having trouble speaking and anger issues and all these different things. And this is something that I wrote in there. And I kind of just wanted to like share this. So I called it, I think a little differently in my head. I think of in story mode, and like I don't write things down like normal I think that people would write down, but this is how it goes. So I called it Buried Beneath the Rubble, because I felt like no matter how hard I could try, I was buried beneath this rubble and I wasn't going to get out. Life wasn't going to get better. And I felt like it was just going to end. So I felt like there was no hope. So what I wrote was, I wake up in the days not knowing what had happened. All I knew is I am surrounded by pain, trapped. There are rocks everywhere around me. I'm trapped, buried beneath what seems to be an endless amount of rocks. So as I grasped on to what had happened, I tried to pull myself together and try to escape. Unfortunately, I can't move. I'm paralyzed from the neck down. Scared and confused, I lay there, waiting for someone to rescue me, but nothing. Hours go by, and I lay there, motionless to the world, no one there to save me. After 7 hours, my body wakes from its slumber. So in this point, I had gotten in I was wakeboarding. I crashed bad. I had 7 hours. I was paralyzed and I was stuck there and I felt helpless, emotionless. And throughout my life, I felt like this pain had like captured me and held me hostage. And I was literally paralyzed with no one to help me. I felt like no one could connect. I reached out to so many friends. No one was going through these issues. And before like social media was like really big and I knew how to use it, I was really struggling and I felt so alone and trapped and no hope. And this is what I kept on writing was, all I can feel now is a fire down my spine, head, and rest of my body. It was the pain of being trapped, motionless for so long, for my body couldn't stand being still that long. And this was the moment that changed my life forever. I didn't realize that life had forever changed that day and that I was going to be dragging my way out for the rest of my life. It started off great. I was free. I was no longer trapped, paralyzed, and unable to move. This is after I gained my mobility back, and I was strapped to a stretcher for 7 hours, this plastic stretcher. And when I actually gained my mobility and feeling again, I was burning. I felt like I was on fire and I couldn't escape, and no doctors were there to help me because there's a massive triage happening with like over 200 car accidents had happened on the highway, and literally no one was there to help me, and I just felt trapped. And I lived this throughout years and years of feeling trapped in here. And the happiness overwhelmed me with excitement till I realized I was still trapped beneath the rubble. It seemed okay. I was moving one rock out of the way at a time, moving closer to the surface to get out. Unfortunately, if I picked the wrong rock, all the rocks would come crashing down on me, and I would have to start over again and again and again. But life didn't end for this was just the start of my journey to escape the pain that traps me. And I was reading this the other day and it really hit me that I felt like no matter what I did, I would try something else, a new career path. Maybe try to do something with my health. Maybe I would start to get rid of the headaches a little bit. Maybe they were only 5 out of 10. And it was like setback after setback after setback. I was just getting slapped in the face and I couldn't feel how to get out. And it was extremely hard. And I felt like there wasn't an escape. And no matter how many obstacles I tried to move out of the way, those rocks, I moved it. And there was another. And they just kept falling on me. I just wanted it to end. I really did. And thankfully, I had people in my corner. My brother, Pindy, he helped me so much in this. And my wife being there, struggling emotionally with me. And the abuse that someone has to deal with dealing with someone that's so hating on himself and feeling like it's worthless is unbearable. And the thing you got to think about is like, if you're going through these, yes, you're having a rough time. You're having a horrible time. One of the worst things you possibly can imagine. But guess what? Your family members are too. They have to deal with seeing you slowly fall apart and trying to keep you together. They're going through something just as bad in a different way, different emotion. And you got to realize that you're there for them as well. You have a purpose. You have something so strong, an identity of these people trying to help you, that you need to try to take care of them too. And it may seem like it's easier to end it then, and it'd be easier for them that. But look at them now, how much they're struggling trying to help you. Imagine how much worse it would be if you're gone. Then I wrote another little passage in here, and it was December 7th, 2020. I had a brain infection and full body paralysis at this point. And I think around this point. And this is what it says. As the days go on, I start to doubt myself more and more. What is reality and what must be done to find one's dreams? How can one recover from giving up on one's dreams. And as time goes on, reality is all I dream of. It's tough to think how far I have fallen from life goals we're so close to having captured. It was as if every time I come so close to grasping my dreams, I slide off the cliff, crashing to my knees. Yet I keep pushing on, making new dreams, and come so close to happiness, and once again crash to my knees. Unfortunately, with each failure, my soul breaks and chips a little more. How many more failures can my soul take before there's nothing left but empty fragments and broken dreams? And this really hit me when I first read it. I probably did pretty much tears, because I had this overwhelming dream when I was a kid to become a professional wakeboarder. I'd won nationals. I was going to worlds. I was training my whole life. I had nothing behind me. That was my goal. I didn't go to parties. I just worked out. I sacrificed so much of my life to do this. And the concussions came, and I lost my dream. I lost my identity. I didn't know what to do. And I think a lot of us, especially if you're in sports, once you lose that, it's your soul, it's your being. And it is so hard to find what you really want to do afterwards, and you feel lost. And to know, like, what are you going to do and how do you find, and literally school sets you up so you don't really know what to do. And I felt like my dreams kept crashing down over and over and over again. And then I went to firefighting and I had to quit. I was doing that for 3 years, and I ended up have to quit that because of my concussions and headaches, and then a brain infection and all this stuff. And I felt like anytime I got close to grasping my dreams, I was right there. I was just about to grab it and just got snatched away. And literally I felt like my soul was falling apart. It was devastated. I didn't feel like I felt like I was holding everyone back in my life, and that I was a failure, and that I wasn't living up to who I should be. And I think we all, no matter how small it is, we all have dreams. When you're in grade 2, they ask you, like, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a firefighter, an astronaut, a car salesman, all these different things. And it slowly gets beaten out of you, I feel, until you just give up. And it's a piece of you that goes with it. And just to let you know is to not give up your dreams. Set goals. Find out how to accomplish them. Even if you just have them written out, put them in somewhere where you can see them. Maybe write down more on it. If they're in front of you, if you can see it, if you tangibly can see it, guess what? It's going to be in the back of your mind. You're going to be subconsciously moving forward towards that goal no matter what. Otherwise, like I've done many years, I go to work, I come home, I go to work, I come home, I play video games. Nothing ever happens. I never get better. I never get worse. I'm just floating through life. And if we don't have a goal, a passion, something for us to really try to go for and strive, we're just going to float there and not have that thing that's going to hold us together, that's going to keep you who you are and share the experiences with others and make you feel like you have accomplished something and have been the best person you possibly could be. So I beg of you, just try. No matter how hard, how upset you are, write down. Just please write down the goals. Try. And when you do this, it's gonna build momentum. And you might feel like you're at the bottom of the barrel. But guess what? You thinking about this for 365 days, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, guess what? You're going to be so close to that goal. You're getting 1% better every freaking day. And guess what? You fucking matter, okay? No matter how much you tell yourself, no matter how much other people tell yourself, you matter, and you can change one person's life. And that's why I really wanted to take away and tell you guys is that you guys really matter. And I appreciate you listening to my podcast today. Hopefully you take some things to note and maybe implement it. Maybe even just think about it. I don't know what you're gonna do with this, but I want to let you know is there is people there for you. There is people out there. There's freaking billions of us out here. And how many people have similar situations that are going on? And maybe only a few hundred, maybe a few thousand that might be going through a horrible situation like you, or maybe it could be millions, but they are out there. They're looking for help just like you. Imagine if you could help yourself, someone that's just as important as you. That's what life's about. It's trying to help. And I just want you to take away is set those goals, hold on strong. Life will get better no matter how much pain you're in. There is a way. It might be slow, it might be quick, but there is people there for you. And I just hope that we can help. Well, I'll talk to you later. Signing off here. Bye.